Okay, here we are in round two, and we are going to be, oh, thanks, good luck and have fun. I always appreciate that. Um, this is a really rough hand to keep, but I'm going to because we actually have all of our mana. An aggressive deck could run us over, but we do have the cards to get us back in the game, so I'm not going to mulligan. But I am worried about playing against a super fast deck. And here's red, just to show off a wee bit. Red-black I'm okay with. That is not something I am bummed about at all. I'll go ahead and represent Farika's Cure here. I do happen to have a buttload in my deck, so that's not out of the question. Wow. So I think the worst thing we could have seen there was the hasty guy. The fact that there's nothing there is absolutely grand. And then we'll go ahead and play a Return Phalanx now. And then the fact that we got out of the danger zone of the first couple of turns without taking too much damage, I'm feeling pretty okay about this hand here. Alright, what's your 4-drop? A Labyrinth Champion. Alrighty then. Alright, we'll just go and get the whip out and start making dreams come true. I don't know why that's what I say, or what my saying is. Who did I pick that up from? Dreams come true. What I mean by making dreams come true is it makes me happy. A lightning strike? Well, ain't that a bummer. Ooh, alright. So this is a deck that I want to be careful about. I think we got lucky that I got past the first few turns of damage. But looking at what we're seeing across the table means that that may not always be the case. Okay, so there could be another lightning strike against this sentry. Wouldn't be the end of the world. I could just go ahead and play the Gray Merchant out, but then this Labyrinth Champion gets to bash in and eat the Gray Merchant. But then I get to attack back, and I'm, gaining some amount of life from the Whip of Arrows, and there's not a whole lot that my opponent wants to be doing with this Gray Merchant of Asphodel. So yeah, let's just get some defenses up. And if I draw lands, then, another land, and then in the next couple turns I have the Sentry with regeneration mana, and I really do enjoy that. Just need to make sure that, ooh, well that's a bummer. Double ordeal. So I'm going to get hit for quite a bit of damage and have to discard 2 cards. It's going to be a Swamp and the Scholar, that's for sure. Because the Divine Verdict I need to save for next turn to deal with the, what is it, 5/5 coming through. Taking quite a bit. How come this ordeal didn't trigger? I'm confused. Wouldn't they have both triggered? I'm not too sure. Anyway, bash in for 2. What do I want to do with my follow-up? I can't take 5, but I'm not blocking, so I have to keep the Divine Verdict available. 1, 2, 3, 4, and that only leaves me 2 mana, so oh well. Gotta do what you gotta do. Oh shoot, I think I wanted to save that. That was stupid of me. Because I absolutely did not want to play that land, because this ordeal is going to happen. I'm discarding the Scholar of Theros, and I guess the Spear, which sucks, but I do want the Sentry over the Spear. A Boon of Erebos, not a boon, a Boon of Erebos would be definitely a bummer. My opponent's probably confused by that. My opponent is stuck on 4. Do you have a boon? You really do have a boon. That is crazy. Okay. Now I'm in some deep doo-doo, as it were. I got to prevent some of that damage, but I don't know if I'm going to be able to prevent more of it. Flame Speaker Adept. I need another removal spell. And I just threw away my spear. Because I played a land. Silly me. Silly, silly me. Well, we're going to keep the Grey Merchant back for D. I think I also want the Scholar out. Do I? Do I really want the Scholar out? Nah, I need to get the Sentry out. Because if I'm going to be able to somehow get back in this game, it's with getting the Sentry online. I have to block both creatures and just hope that these guys somehow stay alive. Mostly worried about Titan Strength. Okay, there's no Titan Strength. In that case, we're just going to go ahead and block, gain some life, and then try to get back in this game with the Grey Merchants and everything. Because the Whip can get it all back. Alright, opponent got that last mana. Ill-Tempered Cyclops. This is a big ol' race. Mana is good in this race. Okay, so I'm attacking in for 3, for sure, in the air. I have possibly 12, 13, 14 points of damage coming through next turn. I really want to defense dude up, so I think the Scholar's going to come down, and we're going to activate the Grey Merchant. It leaves Sentry of the Underworld open, and I think I also want to protect the Sentry quite a bit. Yeah, the Sentry is how I win, and my opponent can't... No, that's a lie, actually. Or return target creature card. Why was the spear highlighted? Maybe I'm insane. Attacking in with both. I'm not too sure if I want to play the Scholar out or not. I like having the blocker, but I like protecting my Sentry. And I'm gaining a whole bunch of life here. My opponent goes down to 4. I'm back up to 21. I take 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. I don't think there's anything. I guess 2 cards together could kill me. I decided that the Sentry is what I need to do to win. So I need to keep it with regen mana up. And the only way my opponent can actually do that much damage is if the Ill-Tempered Cyclops is monstrosity. So if I take 12, 13, 14, I'm still at 9 the following turn. And that means my opponent's open and loses. If that's the game plan. Because I can whip back and do the Sentry, then I'll be okay. Alright, so here we'll do the whip and then play the Scholar back up. The whip is going to hopefully get us the win here. There we go. Ooh, and a Disciple. Alright, so the boon blow us out, the boon of Erebos. I said that was going to happen, but I chose not to play around it, so that is my mistake. And again, we got lucky because it looked like my opponent didn't have quite a fast start, so I want to be aware that I might need to adjust accordingly for that. The boons are, or the ordeals are kind of a hassle, and the ray might be very helpful to deal with it. Didn't see any other like good targets though. Excuse me. I like these cures. They don't take out everything. I think we take out a cure and bring in either a removal spell or like another 2-drop. And I'm not too sure which one I want. Yeah, here are our options for bringing cards in. Is there anything else I want to take out? No, I still like all these cards. Wingstealer can be a finisher, even though it's not going to be easy to cast it. The steed trades with more, but I didn't see a whole lot from my opponent that actually trades with it. I think we bring the Ray of Disillusion, to be honest. Try to knock out an ordeal when my opponent thinks that's going to do good things. But then I feel like a Ray is so bad against ordeals. And I have to have it on turn 3 for it to be good. Draw it later, the ordeals have already done their damage. Oof. I think we just bring in a Flesh Mad Steed to help with staying alive long enough. I really do think that. Well, we got another keep. Another sketch keep. If my opponent has super fast draw, we're going to be in a little bit of trouble, but we do have a 3-drop. I'm going to play the Swamp out to suggest Farika's Cure again, although that's, I mean, I'm not playing a Swamp next turn, so I guess it was kind of pointless, but... Alright. I'm going to take some damage. We won't be too far behind, hopefully, but an ordeal put on this guy will get challenging. But I love having Wingsteed Rider into Whip of Erebos. The Rider will probably take a Lightning Strike, but that means Sentry should be up for business when the time comes. It might be right to play the Scholar of Athreos first, just to get some early defense. I guess it depends if an ordeal gets played. There's at least 2 in my opponent's deck. Oh, there's a good chance that at least 1 is here. This guy bashes in, we take some points. Ooh, Grey Merchant, that'll help us get back into things. So if this is the case, that no ordeal was played this turn, I'm going to play the Scholar of Athreos down now, see if we can't bait out the Lightning Strike a little bit later, since the Lightning Strike is open at the moment. I'm just too far behind on board if my opponent tries to Lightning Strike my Wingsteed Rider on turn 3. Do need a Swamp. Would love to get a Swamp right away. Ooh, Hero's Downfall. That's a good card. Very glad that the Scholar ate it, though. Now we just need a Swamp. Ooh, big points. And this is very dangerous. Nice that my opponent only has 3 cards in hand, but getting this low in life, that's going to be a kind of a ball buster. That's okay. I think now we just play Plains with God's Willing up, right? As in we play Plains, Wingsteed Rider, keep God's Willing available, and then hope for the best. Trade off the Flesh Mad Steed with the Minotaur Skull Cleaver. If something takes out the Wingsteed Rider, I'm still open to 4 points of damage, but I think it's our best bet to getting into this game. So very vulnerable right here. This is the pivotal turn. If the Wingsteed Rider gets eaten, Lightning Strike, Magma Jet, very, very possible, then we're in some danger. Looks like that's not the case at the moment. I'll go ahead and snap off this block here. See what my opponent has. My opponent's just looking to be aggressive. I would kill for a Swamp. Ooh, an emissary. Swamp. Oi. Can I take 5 next turn? I highly doubt it. Right? Well, we're going to double block the emissary. We get blown out, but I have to just wait until I can get some of these cards down. Ooh, and there goes the lightning strike. And unfortunately, don't actually have the God's Willing, which my opponent now knows. And we're on a 2-turn clock. Ooh, okay. God's Willing is good. Does it get us there? Is there any way for me to win this right now? So my opponent knows what's going on. Didn't take that bait. And then we're dead, right? Yes. So we can Divine Verdict the Perforos' Emissary. This is in theory, by the way. My opponent might be thinking about. And a Magma Jet. I'm just going to take it because I still don't get to win anyway, so no reason to show the God's Willing. I didn't have it last turn with the Wingsteed Rider, so I assume my opponent thinks I'm just kind of mind tricking here. I don't know. We'll see. I could have played it on the off chance my opponent attacked, but that would be kind of silly. Yeah, we were quite a ways off from that other swamp. Can't blame luck on that one. That was definitely a major part of the issue that I have with my deck. I mean, it is kind of a bummer because we have more swamps than any other land in our deck. How many do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. But yeah, there's only 10. There should usually be 11 or even 12 with this many double blue spells. But oh well. That is part of it. Do I still like the sideboard of having the Flesh Mad Steed online? Yeah, we start to see some more aggression. The main issue is there's so many 3 toughness guys. Maybe I do want a Setessan Battle Priest. It strains the mana even more. But it really helps block a lot of what my opponent's trying to do. So yeah, I think I'm going to do that. Now there's just so many 2/3s on the table. Yeah, I like that. Yes, I want to play first. Well, we got to keep. We'll see if my opponent has an aggressive start again. I'll lead with the Battle Priest over the Cure. There aren't many great targets for my Cure, to be honest. I would love it if the Emissary could bestow, because it's so going to eat a removal spell. And I'm not going to plan on turn 4 if I just randomly have it. No need to hold the Priest back for a hasty defense, because we have the Farika's Cure to deal with something like that. Now we just want to draw into more spells. We have all of our land. We're stoked on that. I hope this is the 4/2 haster. That would be grand. Probably was, and then my opponent thought better of it. So for now, we're going to be good just to be taking our little mini licks, and I'm not playing the Emissary out. There's just too many good removal spells my opponent can have. And I think without any other backup creatures, if the Emissary's gone, then we're just screwed. Opponent has a full grip right now, and we're flooding. And we technically have the lands to cast the Emissary, so if we stay long enough to bestow it on the Battle Priest, we're in good shape. Flame Speaker Adept, okay. A little bit more of a flood there. We'll keep the Battle Priest back to block. My opponent gets a free attack with that. If Scry comes down, we haven't seen a Titan Strength yet, but if Scry happens, we're in pretty poor shape. Read the Bones in an aggressive deck is interesting. It does reload the hand, so I guess that's fine. And it's ideal in this game, since my opponent is way past the 3-turn start. Oh, and it's scrying. Oh, that's one reason why. Well, I'm taking 4 here, but that's okay. Hey, Divine Verdict. We'll keep that guy up. No need to showcase it with 1 point of damage. Ooh, an ordeal. So this should be very good, assuming the Divine Verdict lands without a boon or something coming onto it. And it does, so that's great. And my opponent doesn't have a follow-up, that's also great. And I do have a follow-up. I think it's time to just get the Emissary online. There certainly could be a response removal spell. Could take out the Battle Priest, and then I want to take out the Emissary, but we do have some defense now, at least. So if worse comes to worse, it's not like I'm dead in water. And with my opponent having no board, this will be very good. And the 2 life, I totally forgot about. So that's great. I wonder what my opponent has 6 cards in hand and all this mana for. Seven? Born Overlord? Yep. Alright. Well, at least we get to attack into it. And we have some good other points of defense. So what can I do here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2. I could 2 for 1 myself. Let's just see if my opponent wants to block. Because if my opponent chumps with a Harpy, which did not happen, I think I'm okay taking some points of damage here. I could go ahead and like Pharika's Cure and Lash of the Whip these Harpies, and that means the Born Overlord has to be sacrificed. Yeah, let's do it. My opponent's tapped out. So I think that was definitely the right play. My opponent's really far behind now. Still a full grip, though. Gosh. Is it an Emissary? No, because he can't bestow on anything. I was thinking Perforos's Emissary. Kragma Warcaller? That's fine. We're winning this race, buddy. And an Ordeal? That's also okay. And the Phalanx Leader will protect us next turn. Interesting. It's only 5 points of damage. I don't think my opponent can be affording to not play defense right now. Very interesting. Dark Betrayal. Um, do I want a God's Willing? Yeah, I kind of do. Mainly because I want to scry. Put that on the bottom. Oh, my opponent attacked. Duh. I forgot my own emissary gets a sweet ability. My opponent attacked because there was no point not to. The emissary would have just gone ahead and tapped it down anyway. You know, I definitely should not have used the God's Willing to protect the Flanks Leader. Should have let the Flanks Leader die. My opponent could have attacked in. There's no way 15 points was coming through. And then this God's Willing would have allowed me to win the game this next turn. Now my opponent is able to play cards, start having defense. Yeah, things like this that are now issues. For now, I'm still somewhat okay. Who do I want to get rid of? 3, 4, 5. The lightning strike kills me from both angles, right? The opponent has to block here, and I still get the emissary back, so we're in okay shape. Still nice, 3 for 1. And now I'm feeling a lot less worried since there's only 2 cards in hand. That's not going to do it. There we are. Yeah, Scholar finishing out the game. Yeah. So it was a little tricky with the Abhorrent Overlord, but we happen to have the requisite number of removal spells in hand to get there. So, yay. Let's go to the finals and beat down.